My name is Maya, and I want to introduce a little bit to how I work and what shadow work means. I don't want to go into the entire meaning of what shadow is right now. We can maybe do that later. It means so many different things to so many different people, and for right now, I want to talk about how we would start to work together and what you would gain even just in one session. And that is about starting for you to recognize and to feel what that feels like in your body in the moment when we together, you and I, when we meet a place of a boundary that holds you back from being connected or being more alive, inhabiting what comes next for you. There is a boundary, a filter, a limit, a disconnect, a disassociation. Can call it a lot of different names. But what does that actually feel like? And then can we help each other to recognize that boundary and stay in connection? To feel it, you would describe it, talk it, and we stay in connection. And just see where it goes from there. Of course, there's a story, there's an imprint that happened, maybe a trauma, maybe a belief, maybe just a habit, a mind loop. But what we're looking at in the beginning is just how that keeps you trapped or grasping for something or defending against something else. It's always both. My practice and what I developed with this shadow work technique comes out of my Zen practice. I am an ordained monk with Diane Musho Hamilton's Roshi, and Zen practice, of course, moves to the very core of those experiences where we sit with and stay present to and allow those boundaries to be. Often that can be painful, but I will teach you and I will be with you for you to really start to recognize that even in that pain of being in direct connection to a shadow piece or that boundary, how there's something deeply valuable and beautiful in that. How there is the key or the moment of liberating something, of letting go of what wants to be let go. And the way I work, we're always bringing into our field something that really does want to be let go. And the way we recognize that together is by, there are a few techniques and looking at what is repetitive and what keeps coming up as an experience for you. And I really deeply trust that once these repetitive patterns show up, that actually on the other side there is something that wants to be, is calling for you to find a way to let it go. I trust that. And you know, if something really big comes up, a deep trauma, I promise I will let you know when you need the help of a experienced therapist. I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm a monk. So there are many different ways to work with things, and having a good start, this is a good place to start.